Hey guys, if you're in here, I'm not sure. This is StreamYards. I haven't used it before. So Brooke's going to be joining me here shortly. I'm fucking free. Excuse me. Hey, Jacqueline. I'm glad you're here. Mooka, I can't tell on this live if you are, hi guys, if you are a mod or not. And I can't tell since I'm in StreamYards. And if you are a mod, could you tell me you're a mod? Because, you know, we might have a troll or a few. Hi, love. Me like music 7. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Trisha. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, I live a very pink life. Okay, Brooke will be joining me soon. I sent her the link. She'll pop up here. We've been trying to play with these StreamYards, and it's actually pretty easy. Hi, Diary. You're not? No, I'm not. You're not a mod, Mooka? Frickin' A. I don't. Beautiful butterfly. Are you a mod in here? Trisha, I didn't think you were. Mooka, I will change that. I just can't right the second. Hi, Anna. Okay, guys. Again, Brooke's going to be joining me soon. You're the only one. I don't understand why. I had so many. Diary should be. Diary, are you mod in here? Anna, are you? I'd have to do too much work to go in and put you guys as mods right now. Because I'm not in YouTube. Hi, Rose Williams. Good afternoon. Mooka, I promise I'll change it. What the frick, Diary? You were. Okay, Jacqueline, you might have beautiful butterfly. You've always been, right? So I haven't changed that. I don't know if it's because I'm using something different. Oh. Okay, she put her mic up. Brooke's in here now too, guys. Can you hear me, Brooke?
Yes.
Okay, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay, good.
I swear I haven't changed any mods. I'm not that person. Everybody that's ever been a mod will be a mod. And Anna, I will add you and Mooka for sure. Okay, guys, this is something Brooke and I found Monday when everyone else was focused on the book. We're like, well, let's go look at the discovery. And Brooke, I don't remember on there where we saw that it was updated. That's here nor there, but it's in here. So, dang, I don't know.
Hey, Mooka.
Okay, so I thought, oh, I know why. I have to click back out and go to my thing. Okay, so guys, you talk, Brooke, while I get this up. Okay.
You sent me this on the screen,
right?
Okay.
We'll start with, and excuse these things over here. I have Wi-Fi, or it's stupid. Anyways, it's blurry. Oops. Okay, it's blurry, guys, and I've tried to mess with it. But we'll go up close like this. Can you guys see it like that? Brooke, can you tell me if they're saying yes or no? Like if I go up closer, can you see it?
I can. I don't
Hold
know
on.
if they can.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Hey, Kim. Hey, beautiful butterfly.
Shannon Watts. Here's her toxicology report, okay? So.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Mic is bad.
Mine is?
I think they're talking about mine.
Let me go in.
Hold on. I'm going to take the headphones off.
Can you guys, beautiful butterfly or Jacqueline, can you guys hear me?
They said I was echoing.
Okay. Hi, Tracy. So you're a mod. Awesome. Okay. I swear I haven't removed anyone. I don't know if it's because I'm using a different app or I haven't went live for quite a while. Obviously, you guys know that. So, all right. I can't hear you, Brooke, if you're trying to talk. Shanann has nothing in hers. Basically, I talked to my girlfriend that works for pharmaceutical. She does studies on pharmaceuticals. And this, when I get there, why can't I scroll down?
Can you hear me now?
Yep. I can. Okay, so this guy's right here. This is like a generic, like they thought, the police that put this in here thought most of us probably didn't know. We just assumed we'd see this and, oh, we wouldn't know anything. It's basically a sample. What was the RPT and the limit? It was the range and the limit. So like if this was, so let's say amphetamines was in Shanann Watts' system, right? The bare minimum that would pop up in her toxicology report to show she had methamphetamines in her system would have been the lowest amount possible that they would have found. They didn't find it in there, okay? But let's keep going. I'm just going to get straight to it. Bella, same thing. But something I did want to show you also on hers. I want you to see all of these compounds. I know they're blurred. But you got methadone, you got methamphetamine, oxycontin, oxymorphine, and phentermine. Okay, so it means nothing. I'm just showing you that theirs are different than CeCe's. I'm getting there. Okay, this is Bella's still. Okay, she doesn't. Up here at the A code is where they'll say if they're positive for something. She doesn't have it in there. And again, the compounds are over here. Just check these out. Fentanyl, methadone, methamphetamine, opioids, oxycodone, and then I can't read the last one, phentermine, cocaine over here, all these. Okay. I'm trying to get straight to the point. All right, here we go. Celeste. So Brooke found it, and I was like, show me. I can't find it, Brooke. And she's such a good detective. If you do not sub to her, you should. Most of you probably do, but yeah. CeCe.
I'm trying to make sure that I'm not still echoing.
Nope. You're sound good on my end. Okay.
Okay.
This is CeCe. Okay, can you guys all see that? Do I need to scroll in more on it? Oh, maybe they can't.
I looked on my phone. It's really hard for
Can they see it like that? Is it bigger?
them to see it.
Okay, so look here. I know.
Let's see.
It's as big as I can make it. Okay, listen. First of all, Phentermine is the only one that is different on CeCe's and Bella's and Shanann's, okay? Look up here. Amphetamine's confirmation under CeCe's in her liver. Methamphetamine's confirmation, amphetamines, I should just stick with the facts. Amphetamine's confirmation in CeCe's liver tissue. So, you guys tell me, why is it saying that? So, are we not getting all the answers besides the oxycontin, oxycodone talk on Shanann?
I feel like there's things that we will never know because he said he would take it to his grave.
Right.
In order for him to get that plea deal, the deal was for him to get the kids' toxicology, I'm guessing, the toxicology reports sealed.
Right.
But if this wasn't in their system, why wouldn't it say not detected?
Amphetamine's confirmation. Everyone else's doesn't say that. Nothing pops up like this. So we think they maybe put this in accidentally. and no one's caught it. But we did find that it looked like it was updated, right, Brooke? Or no?
Yes.
Yes,
When I looked
before
into it,
when I looked into it, I looked
for the
for the
toxicology
toxicology
reports
reports
on
on
all
all
three,
three,
and
and
it
it
didn't
didn't
show
show
any of
any of
this.
this.
And
And
the
the
kids,
kids,
it
it
showed
showed
pretty
pretty
much
much
what
what
would
would
be
be
in
in
crude
crude
oil,
oil,
and
and
it
it
showed
showed
that
that
all
all
of
of
that
that
stuff
stuff
that
that
would
would
be
be
in
in
crude
crude
oil,
oil,
that
that
it
it
was
was
present.
present.
Now,
Now,
in
in
this
this
stuff, we
stuff, we
don't
don't
see where
see
it
where it
says
says
not
not
present.
present.
It's
It's
showing
showing
amounts.
amounts.
Yeah, these are just generic samples. There is the sheet that says what's present and not present. But this is what kills me: the amphetamines confirmation under CeCe. And if you don't know what phentermine is, it's a diet pill. I've taken it. It looks like robin eggs would be the best way to describe. White with little blue speckles in it. And Anna asked, do we know what kind of meds CeCe had? No, but she was too young to be put on any Adderall or anything like that. Like Ella, my daughter, she's on it. She did not get diagnosed with that till 7 or 8. Jacqueline, is it just Brooke echoing or am I echoing?
I'm trying to fix
Brooke,
it.
I'm
Bear
trying
with me,
to fix
guys.
it.
Okay.
Bear with me, guys.
She's trying to fix it, guys. Sorry. Hi, Lori.
We're new to this whole
StreamYard thing.
Okay, so Love Me Like Music 7 says, would it be from an EpiPen injection? That's a great question, and I never thought about that. I don't know. Hi, Daniel. How are you? The kids.
Hey,
Lyra.
We're taking Thrive. But Thrive, T-Lush Pixel, I don't think Thrive has amphetamine in it. Not unless I don't know something. Hi, Macy. How are you? I can't say my speculations. I just want to stick to the fact here. Amphetamine confirmation. And what? Okay, if that's the case, then why didn't Bella say it? You know?
Lisa, my YouTube is muted. Everything is muted on my side, so I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you. It's not echoing to me. That's weird.
Yeah, to them it is. I don't get it either.
Try your headphones again.
That's what I just put them in to see.
Okay. Martha, yes, little blue specks. I lost 35 pounds off phentermine. I mean, it's pretty much meth the doctor's giving you. You got to weigh in every month, and just when we think we have her the worst. I know. So they're still hiding stuff from us. And there's a reason, obviously, here, as we can see, they didn't want the toxicology reports to be out because of this stuff. And I wonder who gave it to them.
And they want to claim that, Thrive is to blame. Hey, Rachel, your side might be causing me to echo.
Let's see. What do I need to do?
Maybe turn your volume down some.
Okay.
Because I can hear myself talk.
Okay. Let's try that.
Okay.
Does that help, guys?
Am I a little better? Let's see what they say. Yes,
I can't imagine. And Courtney, I know you're here. Courtney, would Thrive that I don't know what kind of
Thrive is only going to be supplement.
Right, all natural.
I've heard different stories about the Thrive, and I've heard some people say different things, but from my understanding and I've looked into it, and what I see is, just vitamin B, B12, different B vitamins, and just a lot of vitamins are in Thrive, especially the patch.
I'm putting my headphones in.
And Macy May says, I use certain Thrive products and have for years. I passed all drug tests.
Right. I wouldn't think they'd have amphetamine in it.
No, I have a theory on this whole situation after looking at this, and I've told Rachel what I thought about it. Possibly he didn't really want to murder the kids the way he did, and he thought maybe he would give them maybe a drug cocktail some way, or put it in their food or water or drink or whatever, and gradually try to. I've seen people gradually try to kill their family by poison, and maybe that's what was going on, but that's just a theory. I don't really know how that would have worked. And I think, for example, Shanann was gone more than the kids. The kids were with him more, because she was going to work and doing different things for Thrive. So she wouldn't have had as much in her system if he tried to drug her that way. But if he had the kids, most likely he would have had plenty of time to, gradually get these drugs into their system if they're there.
Okay, Amy B said, I don't know for sure, but don't think that just because something is listed here, it means it was in their system, as I think your body naturally produces chemicals. MDMA.
But would it
is
say
listed
methamphetamine?
Right. It says amphetamine confirmation. Now, my sister, that's a nurse, looked at it and she said they would not say amphetamine confirmation if it was. She's like, no, we could all be wrong, but I had never seen this. It was not on anyone else's. It was not on Bella's, and it was not on Shanann's. We can go back and look at them again.
Now, we did look at Shanann's, and we did look at CeCe. This is Bella, right? Or is this CeCe?
Right.
Which
This is CeCe right now. This is CeCe.
And okay, well,
Phentermine.
this is the one that I think at the top it said something that caught my eye that we caught. Let me think. Let me look at it. Scroll it up a little bit, Rachel.
I can't. It
won't let you.
Well, let's do this. See,
Okay, you went a
they're
little.
screenshots. You know what I mean?
Can you see on your side at the top what it would say?
For where on the top?
Okay,
Right here?
where I think. Let me look and see if I can find it.
Yeah, you have the screenshots. Phentermine right here. She's the only one that has this showing on her sample report. Nobody else. And then you got amphetamines confirmation tissue. It's in the liver, which means that's where, like, if I was to take Vicodin or whatever, and I was to, I guess, die, it goes through your liver. It processes through your liver, right?
Right, and right here I'm looking at it, and it says a methamphetamines confirmation tissue, liver tissue, and the other ones we looked at didn't say that.
If you can show it on your screen, we can click on your screen and show it.
Well, all I have, like, as I am on my computer,
It's okay.
It's on the screenshot, but at the top of, I think it's this one we're looking at. Yes,
Yeah.
at the top of this one it says,
Anna?
and they probably can't see it.
I'd have to show. No. Where?
But
it only
anyways,
says
I'll read it.
amphetamines right here.
Yes, that's what I'm fixing to let them know. When I was looking into this is what caught my eye. Like at the top of this, and y'all probably barely can see it.
Right,
It
Brenda.
says a methamphetamines confirmation tissue, liver tissue. It doesn't say anything else about methamphetamine, Sudafed, or any of that, Phentermine. It just says there's confirmation of a methamphetamines.
And the only difference between all of their reports is the top line here. And I will put, after this is over, the link to this unlisted, because I had it as a video and then screenshot them. I'll put the link in there so you guys can look at this yourselves. And then you can always go into Discovery. If you want me to link Discovery too, it's on page 917 in Discovery. I'll put that all in the description so you guys can go look too.
I'm reading some of the comments.
I'm trying to as well. I mean, we were just in shock. We're like, what the heck is this? Seriously.
But I was going to also tell them that when I was looking into this, while we were looking into it, the other ones that we looked at, they didn't say anything about a confirmation on methamphetamines or anything like that. Now,
Nothing.
I'm looking at some of the other ones
Nothing.
to
Here.
see what I can see.
We can go Look, this is still CeCe. Also, you something else about shenanigans. It's kind of creepy. It's probably, I don't know if it means anything or not, but what the heck? Sorry, you guys might have to see. Okay, there we go. We're back at Shanann. Check out her number here. I was telling Brooke this.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me this.
Look at the last 3 digits here. I don't mean to laugh. I can zoom in better. That's about as zoom as I can do it. It's 666. Hi Harley.
That's so crazy.
So crazy, guys. I think they, oh my gosh. Sorry. I think they accidentally left that in under, let's get back to CeCe. I think they accidentally left it in. I really do. I don't think it was supposed to be there. Because if you look, it says confidential. Now, I wish we could find, Brooke, where it showed that it had been updated. Because we did look to see, and I thought we found it.
Right. I'm looking at some of it right now, like what I was telling everybody about the toxicology.
Okay.
As far as the crude oil, it says like benzene, which is stuff, the crude oil is made out of, and it shows that it was present. And then there's other words that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. There's ethanol, and it shows 13 mg, which milligram or something like that. Let's see. And there's other
and
words.
Nanograms
and it shows,
is mg.
and it shows that is all present and was present. When it comes to these drugs, though, it doesn't say whether it was present or it was not present. But from what I've been told, the author of the book says that Chris only told her that about the oxycodone because he was thinking that there was already information out that there was oxycodone maybe in Shanann's system, and he wanted to explain why that would be there, I'm guessing. And everybody's making the biggest deal of why he said, for example, that he would take to his grave where he got that oxycodone and he would not tell. The next day after we heard that, he was telling everybody he found it in his basement in a bin. And I'm sorry, but it could have been in the basement, but that doesn't mean that that's where he got it. Somebody could have simply put it there. He could have put it there after getting it from somebody else. He's not going to tell us where that came from. I mean, what does he have to gain from that?
Gabrielle, I can only speculate. I think he was doing dark stuff. I haven't received my book yet. The book has been, I'm not going to talk about the book for quite a while because we got a lot of people fighting and arguing over the book.
Oh, Lord. So. And like I said in my live yesterday, it's just amazing to me that all these people are bickering back and forth as far as YouTube creators and arguing about what happened, or they're Team Shanann or Team Chris. I'm just going to say I'm not Team Chris. I do have theories on what happened to Chris, and I don't think that it's okay that he killed his whole family, but I feel like there was something that caused him to do the things that he did. Like, I feel like there was a possibly good example. Jezebel is a good example. I think there was some kind of possession, because why else would he say, for example, there were things that they did in that apartment, in NK's apartment, that he would take to his grave as well. What in the world could be so bad that they did in that apartment that he wouldn't tell?
Yeah, I think it has to do, and it's just that this is speculation. What we showed you, I feel, is a fact. I feel like it was in there for a reason, the amphetamine confirmation. But what I say, I haven't read the book. I haven't listened to the author, nothing, just to stay low for a while. But Amy says, me either, very strange. I just remember when it was popular, that was the main ingredient. April, what do you mean? I guess I could look at what Amy said. I'm sorry. I just remember what was.
Well, hold on. I'm reading Gabriella. Let's see, Gabrielle here. She says, why would CW said that he would have to carry it to his grave with the issue of the oxy, or was he still covering up for someone? I believe he was covering for someone. I don't think he wants to tell him he's going to take a lot of stuff to his grave. I think the only reason he brought up this oxycodone situation in the first place is because he thought that it was probably already out, that it was in Shanann's system. because if you remember, he simply said that part of the plea deal was that he would have the kids, I guess their medical information sealed, but still that would leave Shanann's information. She's an adult, so they wouldn't probably seal hers like they would the kids. That's just my guess. But like I said, he said, he would take a lot of things to his grave. For example, what him or what NK at least did in her apartment, what he's seen in the apartment that went on. And I just had so many thoughts when I heard that, like, what could possibly be that insane he would have to take to his grave.
Well, I think,
and you have to be really open-minded when it comes to that too.
Yeah. I want to ask Beautiful Butterfly. So the product doesn't have any phentermine. What did you ask the doctor if these products have phentermine because you'd taken it before, or did you see this on the toxicology report at one time and were just curious?
I've looked into it. I've looked at the Thrive products. I've looked into what is in the products, like the ingredients, and there would be nothing. If there was phentermine, think about it this way: if there was phentermine or any kind of drugs like that, that has to come from a prescription from the doctor. They're not going to be able to sell their Thrive products if they've got phentermine in those patches or in their shakes or anything like that. So it couldn't be a prescription drug in those type of products and then selling them.
I didn't think so either. Sweetheart, and make sure drugs will show up what you guys are talking about. Right. All this is just a sample. This is like, if this was in their system, this would be the bare minimum that would show up positive. But is what we're talking about, sweetheart, is is this on CeCe and CeCe only. The amphetamine, I don't know if you guys can see that. Yep, the line's in the way. Amphetamine, excuse me, amphetamine confirmation, and then phentermine. That's the, and CeCe's is the only one that says phentermine and amphetamine confirmation. I'll put the link in for you guys to look for yourselves as well.
I just thought it was crazy that I had already looked at this several times. And when we seen it, I was like, this was not in there before. Why is this just now coming up?
Yeah, Marie, I believe you on that. Absolutely. Okay, here, Beautiful Butterfly answered. I just asked the doctor about Thrive products, and she told me those products don't have any type of drug in it. Okay, thank you. What it does have is a lot of caffeine.
And it has, yeah.
Yes, this is very true, Jennifer. It really is. And let's see here. What she's saying. If it was in the basement,
if it was in the basement.
Right.
Exactly. I believe that somebody gave him that, or he bought it, or whatever. And I don't know. I'm not going to say any names of who I thought, probably gave it to him. I mean, y'all can only, I'm sure y'all are thinking the same thing of who.
What we think.
Yeah, speculating. But, I mean, I've heard so many, this is the problem. Everybody on YouTube is talking about this case. And some of them make great points, some of them not so great, but we won't go there. I feel like maybe his mistress might have been in the basement at one point. I'm not saying when it happened, but maybe at one point, and then maybe she put it there. Or maybe he just bought it from somebody and he hid it there.
Right.
I don't think at all that Shanann was a pill popper, like some people are saying, at all. I think she may have had some of these medications, but I don't think she would have risked taking that medication knowingly while pregnant because of the baby.
Mama Cindy made the perfect. Oh, yes, right. I agree on that. I thought whoever did sure was able to reach out and force him to clarify. I think if it was occult related, he does not want to mention anything that was going on in there because he fears for his family. That's opinion.
I really, in my opinion, don't think he's done. I think he's sitting in his jail cell. Think about 23 hours a day in one cell. Okay, and you're bored, and from what I've been told, he's in a cell with handicapped inmates. So he's in there. He has nothing to do. He's bored. He's thinking. It's replaying in his head. He's got so much time to think. I feel like that he's going to come up with probably another confession. He probably, by the end of this, will say a lot of stuff. And it's just going to repeat and repeat.
Right. Right. I agree. Just guessing. I'm not able to. Okay, hold on. Let's look at this. I had a baby and she showed up with that drug, and I was taking medication, and doctors asked me if I was taking any kind of diet pills. Sweetheart, and you weren't, and that still showed up. That's interesting.
Well, let's remember that certain drug tests at doctors' offices, they are really, really good now. But some back in the day, you could simply have nose spray and use nose spray, and it would come up as what they call or say as a negative positive, which means that it came up positive, but it's really not there. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen it happen to, my fiance. He used to use a nose spray at night because he couldn't breathe. And when he went to the drug, he had to have a drug test at his doctor's office. And when they did it, it was for his job. It came up that he had something, I forgot what it was, in his system that he had never touched in his life. And he couldn't figure out what was going on. And they asked him if he was using nose spray or any type of other things at nighttime for, to breathe. And he told them, yeah, I've been using Afrin nose spray. And they said, well, that's probably what caused it. So different things can possibly show up as hard drugs.
The thing that bothers me is the Phentermine. The Phentermine here. And it's on no one else's. And then amphetamine's confirmation. There's a reason Phentermine's on CeCe's and nobody else's. And there's a reason this says that and nobody else's.
This comment right here that's showing up says, I don't think it even came from the basement. If it was 80 milligrams of oxy, that doesn't get prescribed ever, so nobody has that on hand. I agree, and if they do have it on hand, it's going to be very hard to get unless they have cancer and they're literally on their deathbed. That's a possibility.
Right, and
it could have simply been 40 milligram. It could have been 40 milligrams here and then 40 milligram pill there, and then that adds up to 80. That wouldn't make sense why he would say 80, but he said there was more than one.
Right. Anybody that would take 80, would die. I used to be addicted to that, like I've said. And I think the most I ever took at once was 30 milligrams. 80, you're going to overdose.
And a lot of people they don't understand this. I've seen a lot of people speculate on this and say, he would have been asleep, No, not technically. If you're addicted to this, and I do believe that he and NK might have been doing this together, and that may be why she might have called the rehab 3 days prior to what happened. I believe that he might have been on it, and it does get people, like if you get up and you start walking around or you're cleaning, you might get energetic from these type of opioids. But if you're laying down and you're just resting, you could possibly just pass out or not off is what they say. But I've seen people get really, really energetic from those type of medications.
Right.
It just depends if you're used to it or if you're not. And that's why people get addicted to it.
Would Phentermine be in any ADHD? Excuse me, I apologize. ADHD medicines. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
It's my fiance was actually prescribed Phentermine to lose weight. It's considered what they call a methamphetamines. It's got an A, not a methamphetamine, but A methamphetamines, which is pretty much considered, for example, you've got Adderall. That's in a methamphetamine. Stuff like that. It's in the same category. I'm not sure that it works the same way as an ADHD drug would.
Right.
But I do know that it's in the same category.
Right. And Candy, you're right, because CeCe was the youngest. I'm not even going to guess. I'm horrible at ages and birthdays. So if I say it wrong, I'll be crucified. So, Brooke, how old was CeCe?
Okay, Bella was the oldest, I think. So CeCe was the youngest. One of them, I do recall, I don't think she was 2. I think she was 3, maybe 4. Okay. I don't know. I'm not even going to say because I don't know. Do you guys
know anybody in chat how old CeCe was? I don't know if it says her birth date on that thing. I don't think it did.
I do know, for example, that everybody in the family said one was more hyper than the other and everywhere, and the other was more calm. So made me think, if one was more calm and the other was more hyper, why was that? Did they did he try to calm her down by using something?
Right. And then I just want to, before we address this, someone said, right, that's why I asked, like, Adderall. Right, Kelly. But the thing that boggles my mind is the Phentermine. I don't know if Phentermine is in, and again, maybe Jennifer knows this. I don't know if Phentermine would show up as an amphetamine.
I'll look it up.
Would Phentermine show up if you gave a child Adderall? That would be a good question. Jennifer might know the answer to that. But let's see. Victoria Jones, thank you. But the author never showed any proof, though. It's just her speculation, like many others speculate without proof. There's been a legitimate record of that. There's never been. Gotcha.
And we understand that. She just said that she didn't know, and I even asked somebody on a interview on here on YouTube that I watched if he actually knew if there was toxicology reports, and his response was, and I watched the whole interview, was, I actually got my autopsy reports directly from the coroner's office, and some of the stuff was denied to me. So I think Chris possibly thought that those, maybe Shanann herself, her toxicology report might not be sealed. It's what he was thinking, and he thought maybe it was out, and that's why he even brought it up.
Right.
Because the kids could be sealed because they're kids. They're not 18 or over.
Okay, so a false drug test could be attributed to the crude oil. Brooke, did you look at that all? Is that true? Could that happen? Victoria,
that's a possibility.
She says, okay,
that is a possibility, but I don't think all of that would. I mean, you got to think of like methamphetamine, not like Adderall, but real meth, for example. What all does methamphetamine have in it? A lot of the stuff they use for methamphetamine are the craziest thing. They use, like, for example, stuff that comes out of batteries, battery acid. They use, all kinds of stuff that you shouldn't put into your system. I could see something like that popping up possibly, but as far as Phentermine, I don't see that popping up from the crude oil.
So Victoria says, I'm an expert forensics witness. I've addressed sealed records many times. So the comment that I put up before, Victoria, are you saying that this could be a chance that it was just a false positive? And I'm not. It
That's
could be
possible. It's possible, yeah. But the reason we are showing it is because we just found it. Like, we've looked over this plenty of times, and all of it, and this is the first time it has popped up. This wasn't in here, the first time we looked. The second time we got to looking, and this all shows up, and we were like, wow.
Yeah, we talked about the fentanyl because we were wondering if it only came in patches or if it came in liquid. And we found out it came in a powder, but we're not sure if it comes in a liquid, but definitely patches. And then they could obviously put a patch on them and tell the kids, oh, this is, a Thrive patch, which it wouldn't have been a fentanyl patch. I don't know, again, if fentanyl would show up amphetamines, because I think it would show up as opioids. I can't have a hard time saying that. Sorry, guys.
It says on here, too, Phentermine can cause false positive for a methamphetamine or ecstasy on a urine test.
Okay, someone mentioned ecstasy up here. So whoever did that, if I didn't put your comment up, you might be on to something there for sure.
And then it says also Phentermine usually shows up as a methamphetamines only, not methamphetamine.
I didn't see. I wish you could pull yours up. I only see amphetamine. I don't see methamphetamine. I only see amphetamine.
I just wish it was in the compound over there.
Was it over here?
Let me look.
Yeah, it says meth, but they
right
all
there.
say them. They all say those.
Yeah, that's
like,
where I found that methamphetamine, and I thought, wow, that's crazy. But why? My question is,
different.
Why would that not say not present, as some of the other stuff says in the toxicology forms down here?
False positives.
False
happen a lot
positives
when
don't
it's in a
usually
cup
happen
again.
with a drug test when sent to a lab. False positives happen a lot when it's a cup with a dipstick. Yep, I know that because that's what happened to my fiance, and they did a blood test after that.
Where CeCe was degloved, the detached skin had her tiny fingernails attached. I think
Yes, we read that, and I did not need to know that. Like, when I read that, I was so disgusted. It's bad enough as it is, and I knew when reading the Discovery Files that it was going to be bad, but when I read that, I was like, and I had heard, that the skin had become detached, but that just made it so much more realistic and so much more horrible in my mind when I read it that I was just overwhelmed and disgusted when I read that.
Phentermine is so specific, though,
and that she's right. Let's see. Like I said, it also depends on what kind of drug test they do. If it's a urine drug test, that's one thing. If it's a blood test, that's another. If it's in the liver, that's definitely different.
Right. I don't know, guys. I hadn't heard anyone talk about it, and I thought that Scott Wright would have seen that. So I'm curious if any of you guys are in his chats a lot and he responds to you guys, maybe mention this and have him look in Discovery and see what he thinks.
Now, the author she did mention it to him when she was on that interview, and he was going to try to get, down to the bottom of it and look into it. I haven't seen anything since I seen the interview, so I'm guessing that he hasn't found anything yet. I don't know if he's seen this part. He might could tell us more. I don't know.
Right, and maybe he can. Maybe he can clarify and make sense of it. I mean, we tried the best we could. We really did. That's the only thing we found different. And like I said, my sister said, yes, that means something. And this is just a sample of what would have to be in their system to pop up, like the bare minimum. Victoria, does that sound correct?
Phentermine is a lightweight diet pill, is easily accessible.
Yes, you just have to. The reason I lost the weight and then I stopped taking it, you have to go weigh in every month. I'm like, sometimes I like to eat a cookie. Okay.
A lot of people that I know that have been on Phentermine have had so many. Like, I have a friend, for example, that took it for weight loss purposes, and I could tell night and day difference in this girl. Like, some people take it and you can't tell any difference that they're taking it in their mood. As far as their mood and their personality, you wouldn't know. But in the girl that I'm talking about, that's a friend of mine that took it, I could tell day and night difference. She was so moody, I guess is a good word for it. She was rude. She was cussing everybody. I mean, it was almost like she was on Adderall and having a side effect. I've seen people on Adderall do this. She would act so crazy to the point where the doctor was like, we are not giving you this anymore. Like, they took her off of it. That's how bad it was.
The breathing treatments could have made the positive results. Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, that's a possibility. My mother-in-law is on breathing treatments. And we've had, for example, her urine test to come up with different random stuff in it. They told us that it was just the breathing treatments.
Okay. Well, maybe that will rule it completely out then. Right? I didn't even think of that.
It's a possibility. I mean, we're just going off of what we found in, a theory. Like, he brought it up for the book. Who knows what's real, what's not, and if he's telling the truth. We've only heard how many confessions? 2 or 3 now. So,
but didn't Bella take the breathing treatments too?
I know they were on EpiPens. I don't know if they were both on the breathing treatment.
I thought they were. I could be wrong. And if she was, then that could rule that out. But if she was not, then maybe that's why Phentermine pops up. I don't know. But it was something we found that I had not seen before. And I thought, oh my gosh, we have to show everyone this. And I said, maybe it'll be a perfectly good explanation on why it's there. And we just tried to find out.
I'm trying to see if the screenshots that you sent me, I'm looking for Shanann. to see what hers said.
Do you want me to pull it back up, or
I'm going to try to,
Okay.
pull it back up. Or maybe I can find it on my phone because I can see
I'll
it
just
better
pull it
there.
up so everyone else can see what you're looking at.
Because it's really interesting when you got, like, when we started looking at all of them, we were trying to figure out the difference in each one. Those things put me in the worst mood. See, Courtney says those things put me in the worst mood. I had a friend that did the same thing, and she was like totally different, a very different person. But she has different reactions to medications than a lot of people that take these type of medications.
Okay, so I just want to tell Courtney that. Courtney, look, 666 here. Okay, so are we wanting to go to the same page as CeCe's on this or no? On
Yes.
Shenan's, okay. It was this one.
Let's see.
I don't know if I can.
I'm
Is
looking
this
on
where
my
we're
phone
wanting
to
to
see
be?
if I can find
Or are we
it.
wanting to be over here?
Okay, see, compounds. I see it good enough. It's showing fentanyl, methadone, methamphetamine, opioids, oxycodone, and then whatever that last word is, I can't pronounce.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it either. Oxomorphine? Morphine, basically.
Now, from what I'm understanding, wouldn't fentanyl and oxycodone be the same thing as an opioid?
Say that again, Brooke. I'm sorry.
I said, and from my understanding, wouldn't a fentanyl and oxycodone be the same thing as an opioid?
Right.
Why?
It would show up. I would think it would show up as. I've never taken fentanyl. I would assume because it's a pain thing, right? I don't know.
Right.
Does anyone know? Victoria, do you know that?
Let's see. Is barbiturates in hers too?
Oh, and Gabrielle, Brooke told me this, that I guess, I don't know if you want to tell him, Brooke, or if you want me to, about where he stays in his cell with who.
Yeah, I
Unreal.
just mentioned that a few minutes ago. But I'll tell him again. He is in a jail cell for 23 hours, and that's probably why he did so much talking with this author, I'm going to guess, because, I mean, if she did 5 hours a time with him, that would be 5 hours out of his, jail cell. But his jail cell, his inmates are handicapped. So she said, too, that, when he walked out of the jail cell, that there were inmates that were wanting to get to him, that they were yelling and acting crazy and, trying to get to him. But what makes me so kind of mad is, why is he that protected in a jail cell with some handicapped inmates?
Right. Exactly. It's not fair. Why does he get special treatment?
I mean, I can understand if somebody made him handicapped and then threw him in there. That's fine. But why is he getting in there that also did this to his whole family, from my understanding, and he's not in there with handicapped inmates?
It's not fair. So, and then he's had people, of course, wanting to get to him or whatever, and then it's unfair that he gets to be isn't in a nicer cell than other cells since it's a handicap cell?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just thought it was really odd that he was in there with handicapped inmates. I mean, you got to remember that they moved him once because it was just so terrible. He was in fear for his life. Well, do you not think that his family was in fear for their life when he killed them? I just don't get why he has to be treated specially when they were fearing for their life and, they
Right.
still had to deal with it. So it just makes me sick to hear stuff like that. What could be worse than confessing to murdering your babies the way Seeing to anything else at this point would be a cakewalk for him. Covering for someone can't be primary reason. I agree, and I don't think he's telling the truth, and I still believe he's covering for somebody. Like I said, the most plausible thing that I can think of is that he's covering for NK, and I believe that very, 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 very well could be Jezebel's spirit, demon. Let's say demon. Jezebel demon could have had, because he's still in love with her. He's mesmerized by her still. And I think that's why he doesn't want a psychiatric evaluation. I don't think it's because he's afraid that he might be actually sick in the head and he just don't want to know it. I think it's because, think about it, if you're possessed by any type of demonic, situation like that, the demon's not going to want you to go get evaluated. They're going to feel like you're going to get help. They're going to push him away from that evaluation. So I think that's why he possibly didn't want that evaluation. But I could be wrong. It's just a theory.
Right. And if you want my little, I won't go in because I don't want to. I think that family members might have done stuff to help.
I agree.
Son.
I'll go on and say it. I believe family members have a lot more to do with this than they are acting like they do. For example, why would Chris Watts' mom say that she was the one that sent him the photo of the doll with whatever that was, a cover on top of it? I think they said it was a twister mat, whatever it was. It was covering the doll up like it was a murder scene, and it was on the couch. I don't know if y'all remember that, but she was claiming at one point she sent it to Chris. Now, Chris says the opposite. He says that he's the one that sent it to Shanann. It don't matter who sent it. It was sent, and they were sick, whoever did it. But why is she taking that blame for him? It's almost like Mommy Dearest is like, oh, my son would never do this, and she's, he would never do this, and I just don't get it. Like, it just, I think because she might have been jealous as well of Shanann and his sister. I think they two of them could have possibly done something when the nuts came up at the house, and Shanann, got upset about it because she was worried the kids would actually, ingest those nuts and have a reaction. I felt like immediately something was up with that, and that Cindy was trying to do something then. And it's all speculation. I could be wrong, but it just didn't look good when I seen the information about the nuts.
Yes, exactly. Leaping Lizard's in here. Hi, Leaping Lizard.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. He will always lie. Courtney says, yup, he will.
Well, I don't expect him to, just come out and tell us, NK was there and she had everything to do with it, because he's still mesmerized by her. He still loves her. He still wants to be with her. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but he's apologized to NK 3 times in one interview.
Where's his apology to his family?
Where's the apology to Shanann's family?
Yeah.
And it takes a lot for a mother, like Shanann's mother, for example. She, in an interview I watched, said, I still love Chris. No, I don't talk to him, but I knew him for 8 years, and I still love him. It takes a really, really strong woman for those words to roll out of her mouth after what he did to her family. I mean, I don't think I could do that. I can't. I'm going to be honest. I don't think if my daughter was murdered by her husband and I had grandkids, I would be able to say I love her husband still, or, after he murdered them. I wouldn't be able to do it. I mean, I know you're supposed to forgive. It's going to take a lot to forgive, but, I mean, just shows how much better of people they are, the Ruseks are, compared to what the Watts are doing right now. Like, they're writing books and still slamming Shanann like she killed the kids and everything. They don't care. It's like they want to keep the circus going as long as possible.
I'm going to pull up. I know her name's Charlene, the author, right? Chris Watts' book. Do you remember her name off the top of your head? I can't think of it right now.
Sherilyn Cadle?
Yeah. Sherilyn Cadell or Cadle.
Whatever, yeah.
Okay, she said, Gabrielle said, what are you talking about? She mentioned Scott. Cocaine. Okay, here we go. What are you talking about? You mentioned the Scott. Right, guy. Yeah, she had, Scott had her on an interview on one of his, on
his live stream? It was I don't think it was a live. It might not have been a live. It was just one of his uploads, I think. And
gotcha. He's
been cutting them up some and showing just, sections of it. But if you'll look into his videos, you can find the interview with the author. And it's very, very interesting. I really got interested in it and listened to every detail, and was really kind of like, wow. Some of the stuff made sense. And she's not taking up for Chris and she's not, saying he's right. She's just trying to tell what he's not told. I mean, some of the stuff is already stuff we knew, of course. Some of the stuff is a little different than what we've heard, but some of it's still public knowledge.
Yeah, Kels, I did order it. It's supposed to be here today. I'm not going to go down. I mean, it's a copyrighted book. What I put up originally, and I got confused, and someone helped me out. But someone did help me out. What I put up is a like a rough draft of a book that they're making with Cindy Watts. Now, this book I ordered, but I will not read it on here because it's copyrighted, and I'm not going to get in trouble.
Right. Diary of a Mystic said that doll on the couch picture was sick. I agree. When I seen that, a lot of people at the beginning didn't know what I was talking about when I pointed it out.
Diary of a Mystic has really been on that too, Brooke. I meant to tell you that.
Lord. It just gave me chills because that would have been to me the photo of the doll laying on that couch covered up like a crime scene photo would have been to me the biggest red flag because one, it was like, now I know that kids watch TV and if their parents are watching crime shows or whatever, and they see that type of stuff, I still, in my mind, don't think that no child is going to sit there and cover a doll up like it's a crime scene. They'd have to really be watching TV and watching what's going on to do that.
Right.
For me to believe it. So for him to do that and say that the kids did it had me thinking, oh, as soon as, if my fiance had done that and sent me that, I would have immediately say, you're crazy. Well, you did that. And that would have been a big red flag for me to run immediately. Run, get the kids out. But I mean, the way the stuff that was going on, she was pregnant, and she just took it as kind of a joke. I guess she didn't take it that seriously. Nobody seen what was coming. Like
right.
For example, Shanann's mom says he was the devil in disguise. It makes sense.
Where was Diary here? That was so creepy. That was a message I think he was sending. I think that shows just where his headspace was,
Yeah, and he said that he had thought about doing this for 4 weeks or 3 weeks. I forgot what it was. Something like that.
It's like an eerie, let's see. It's like an eerie picture of what was thought about. Right. Yes. And I did think it was creepy, but then there was people asking if it was a twister mat that was over him. And
this is the way I feel about that part. It doesn't matter what he covered it up with. I'm not even going to say they covered it up. We know who did it. It was Chris that did that. And it don't matter if it was a twister mat or if it was a blanket or what it was. He covered it up to make it look like it did because he was having those thoughts in his head. We know the children weren't thinking that way. Why would they have that thought?
Right. I don't know. I really don't. And then someone said something to you, Brooke. You would have packed up in 5 minutes.
Oh, God, yes. I would have been out. Y'all would have seen me across the country yelling, he's going to kill us, because I don't know. I've said this before. If something about me, when I get around people, even if it had been a husband, and I felt like he was possibly, cheating on me, I am the type of person that will think about that, and I can see the signs, and I can feel negative energy. I will freak out immediately, and if I don't find out what's going on, I'm out. And if I had already thought, from when he was having an affair, and then he sent me this picture, and then on top of it, I found where he was spending money on not just his meal, but other people's meal, I would have been gone. And if he wanted to act right later and talk about it and, get everything together, that would have been one thing, but I probably still would have never trusted him.
Do you see this comment? And this is interesting. One of the psychics said that pic was meant to be sent to NK, but accidentally sent to Shanann. Possibly.
That's interesting.
I know.
That's the interesting
I never
thing.
thought about that. That's a very good thought.
Makes sense. Think about all the stuff he did that we know of that wasn't deleted that he did. I think did he send that explosion to NK?
I don't know.
There was an explosion photo, and I don't remember if he sent it to her or not.
Yeah, I don't know either. If let's see. CT, you have got to watch the tarot reading about NK. by Interrogation. I promise, April, I will.
I watched it yesterday.
And
I didn't get all the way through it, but it was certain stuff on it just was stuff we already kind of knew. I think I don't know. I'll have to go watch it one more time.
will you
But
text
it was
Will you
interesting.
text me it,
Yeah,
Brooke? Okay.
yeah.
And then, okay, who's the doll? Sorry about saying this, but Arc Mom and Medium did an interview with Shanann. Please watch. Okay.
Interesting.
No trusting loving wife is going to be able to put the doll picture together as the murder of her child herself. I know.
Yeah,
Sad.
and I would have probably. I'm just this type of person. Had I been Shanann and I had to receive that picture, that photo, I probably would have been the type. Well, Rachel knows how I am. I'm very outspoken. If my husband had sent me that, I would have said, "Do you really expect me to believe the children did that? Come on." Because I'm not going to believe it. I'm just going to say it. And I would have said, do you think I'm stupid? Are you trying to tell me something? Do I need to leave? Because I'm not staying with you. You go stay with the NK. Have fun. And if she gets murdered, that's her problem. I mean, that's just bluntly the truth.
Right, exactly. Hold on. Victoria says she's a private investigator. That's awesome. I tell Brooke she needs to be one.
Oh, I've
agree,
heard that
Sandy.
a lot. I've also heard I need to be a lawyer.
I agree,
And I'm like,
Sandy.
I don't have the time. I don't have the time for all that. I'd argue
Right.
with a brick wall, and it would take forever.
There's from Facebook or whatever, social media. Do you think if a spouse blocks their significant other from Facebook or whatever social media is a sign of cheating? I would think yes.
But it just means a sign. What do you mean by sign?
Yeah.
I have to know the situation. But like I said, been through a lot of stuff, especially with an ex that I dated that was actually on the sheriff's department, which was the dumbest thing I could have done. And he did a lot of things that I knew and I really, really knew something was negative about him. That's why I left him. But just depends on the situation. When you say that, I believe that if he blocks like social media, Facebook or social media, if he still has his social media or Facebook going, and he blocks you, and you're with him or you're dating him, or even if you're a wife, then something he's hiding. There's something he's hiding, whether it be a mistress or whatever. If he's just talking to somebody and he don't want to hear what you have to say, and he's worried about you arguing with him, he's hiding something.
Yep. For sure.
And you better find his password and hack it.
So she could use it with a spell. The doll, possibly she could.
I believe that.
Diary, do you think that doll by chance could have been done? A spell could have been done?
See, I don't know much about spells or any of that. Like, this is the first time that I have really thought that this is a possibility when it came to this case. Like, it really opened my eyes, and I had to have an open mind, like I said. But in this certain case, I see a lot of stuff that's red flags, majorly red flags. The fact that he deleted his social media was a red flag out of nowhere. And I feel like when he did that, Shanann thought it was, I don't know, there must have been something behind the scenes, of course, we didn't see. But I don't think she's seen that as a red flag. I know why he did it. He did it because he probably didn't want NK to figure out what he was doing with his own personal life and didn't want her on his Facebook trolling around to see if, he was really being friendly with Shanann or if they were really separating. But she definitely knew he was married.
Rose on YouTube, channeling Eric interview with Shanann.
I have no doubt NK did a spell on CW. He became too obsessed with NK in such a short time. I agree.
Someone said, thanks, Brooke. Just was curious of your thoughts on that.
If it's happening to
Casey.
you, I would be the type, if I were you, if it's you that it's going on with, girl, you better run. Or hey, if you're like me, you'll find a way to figure it out, because I thought something was going on with my fiance one time, and I straight got his phone and downloaded an app and it recorded all kinds of stuff and it sent it right to my phone. So he got caught up in some stuff.
Yeah, been there, done
See,
that.
and that's just me. If he had been thinking about this and even talking about, you know, with anybody, which you can tell me all day, NK didn't know that this was going to happen. She, in my mind, probably knew something. But if I had been Shanann, I would have been finding a way to get every information that I could off of his phone, possibly.
I like what Victoria says here. Believe me, I hope. I really
Victoria,
do hope.
what amazes me is that everybody is telling me that they cannot find NK and that she has fallen off the face of Earth. She's probably changed her appearance, is what they're saying, and I don't really believe this. But she's changed her appearance, she's changed her location. Okay, well, that's nice and all, but she has to be somewhere around where she was. How far is she going to run? It's not like she was a millionaire.
Diary, I think that's for you.
NK knew about everything. She was involved in the murders. I kind of
Agreed.
feel that way too.
Jamie
I don't kind of feel that
conspired.
way. I've been thinking that.
Uh-huh. Athena. Uh-huh. I'm not gonna say much more.
Now,
but
I don't know how
uh-huh.
true this is, but I did see somewhere that NK did talk to the Watts family some, and I don't know if that's the truth. We do have her Verizon information.
Yeah, and then
We
she
could
only
look at
talked to
that.
him on the 14th, and it was called and then a phone call back, and only time through the rest of the phone. I discover you can see it, but and you probably
Well, my
interesting
question
timing that
is
she's calling
that
them.
I've always thought that when you deleted a text
Ooh.
or any of your phone information, that it was still possible for you to be, well, for the company, let's say Verizon, for example, to backtrack that and print that information that you deleted off for an investigation. So it's amazing to me that we're only seeing certain screenshots that half the information is gone, and tells me that there's a lot that we're not seeing and that is sealed or hidden because, the police know more. They might not be they put all the information they have out for the public to see for a reason. I think there's still a lot of information, if they've got that out, that we haven't seen. I mean, if they've got all this information they can put out to the public, there's probably a lot more that they haven't.
So Victoria, she says, if I am a first responder to a crime scene, I have to follow it through the morgue. I would love to be able to go to the morgue, and I know I'm weird. And
Victoria also said they use burner phones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I still go ahead, Brooke. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, and I've heard that, they aren't as likely to find your information that way, so that would make sense.
With being able to use these burner phones, like, they still should be able to trace some kind of, they were in Walmart at a certain time. Can't they find out where the receipt was printed and find those phones and get I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm going a little too crazy.
No, you're right. It's just I feel like it was well thought out, and I feel like that they did this all, and I don't think, even though they say Chris's IQ is really far up, which whatever, I don't know if that's a fact or what, but I don't feel like he acted alone. I think he was thinking about it so long because he had actually thought it out. Plus, he might have, she was at least an accomplice. She could have been the puppet master, for all we know.
Yeah, Michelle says on someone else's channel, read possibly secret messages to Chris that could be NK, and it talks about Maui, Hawaii, and some postcards. Maybe she's there. Yeah, I remember reading those love letters, and there was someone from there that was a model. I don't know, maybe. But maybe. I don't know if she's there. I don't know where she's at. I couldn't tell you. They had him confess, so they didn't go after her. That's why they didn't check into her anymore. I know, be letting my husband go kill everyone, and he just takes the blame, and I just get scot-free.
I've seen cases where that has been the case before, and that where this I forgot how this went, and it was a long time ago when I was watching this case where this lady and her husband, I think the woman actually killed somebody she was renting a home to, maybe, but the husband took all of the blame, got put in jail for it, and she got away with it.
Yeah, April. I mean, it's the lack of justice with her. Why we can't move on from this case, in my opinion. Yes, you're exactly. I agree. I feel like that too. I feel like. Let's see.
It's almost like as soon as this case
Plunder,
goes,
I believe, has that. The Hawaii thing. Sorry.
Do what?
She says Plunder, I believe, has that. I think she's talking about the Hawaii info.
Oh,
I was just reading her
okay.
comment. Okay.
I forgot what I was going to say anyway.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
It's okay. You're fine. You're
CW
fine.
will not reveal the occult. Oh, okay, Sandy. That could be. And I also thought that if you mentioned the occult, that the occult could end up doing something to his family, like his sister, his mom, his nephew. That was just my assumption. So
And
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know,
For you guys,
but I feel like that even if there was something going on with the occult, I feel like that maybe possibly he wouldn't want to bring it up anyway in fear that they wouldn't believe him. But I did notice that the house once again has been postponed from an auction, and I read it online somewhere before I even seen it on YouTube. And it was because online when I read this, it was because of this book that had come out. Now, I don't really know why it's been postponed, but I don't feel like they should sell that house to somebody else, and I don't know who would want to live in that house after what happened in there. And I really feel like the city should just, bulldoze it down and maybe put a little memorial up for Shanann and the kids, or, play set over there for the kids in the area. But I don't feel like I would want anyone living there.
Well, my dark mind thinks that Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures needs to buy it. Victoria says something nice to hear, Brooke. You see it?
I would love to. Oh, okay. That sounds good.
She has a channel, Victoria.
Let's see.
Just delayed
If
does
I
not
put
mean
my
the
channel in
justice
there.
is denied. Yes. Okay.
I feel like there's more to come, and it may not just be as soon as we want it to, because I feel like this is that's going to be strung out as long as they can make it go. And I honestly hate to say this, but I feel like it's going to be one of those that they use for media attention, maybe possibly money. And as bad as that is, I feel like if anybody makes money off of this case, they should have to either send it to the Rusiks or not even be able to make money on it at all. But I feel like they're going to drag this out as long as they can before we know anything. So it could be years before we find out the truth.
Martha says this to you.
You made me just laugh out loud. You must be from... No, I'm actually from Tennessee, and I know, y'all, bear with me. My accent is I hate it.
I love her accent.
I hate it. Everybody's like, I love your accent. I say, I hate it every time.
Yes, I will put
That's
it in the
funny.
description as well, guys. I don't have it right here. I'm going to put the description of Brooke's channel in here, and then also Diary of the Mystics. And then I will put what I showed you guys so you guys can look at it better, because this, for some reason, shows it blurry. So you guys can have that to look at it. It's an unlisted video. It's a minute long. So it's yours to look at, whatever you want from it. Digest it. How I don't know if there was
We need
something
to
else I was
find
gonna put in.
Let's see. I like StreamYard so far.
Rose, I
This
love
is
her
our first
accent
time
too.
really doing this with, oh, thank you.
What'd you say, Brooke?
This is our first time using, I was saying this is our first time using StreamYard, and I like it, but I feel like there's maybe something else we can use or try next time, because the screen sharing.
I think that if I upgrade it, I think maybe if we upgrade it, I don't know, play around with it and see.
I don't either. I know a lot of people are using it that has Google Hangout.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I think Google Hangouts. They got rid of Google Hangouts. Let's see. I'm putting. I was
Sorry.
trying to give
Here.
them.
Oh, Misty, I
You
forgot.
sound
She does live.
Brooke.
I live in Maui, but I would not be sending CW anything nice from this way. That's for sure. Well, look for NK
Well,
over
what
there.
cracks me up is it cracks me up that somebody sent him a letter, and it was he thought that maybe NK was sending him letters from there or Hawaii, and because it said something about banana bread. I don't know if they had a fascination with banana bread, but he thinks that whoever's sending those letters are talking to him in code. I call BS on that.
Hi, Grace. Welcome. Oh.
Hey, Grace.
I knew that's.
Yes, I've done all kinds of research. Yes, they said that the author, I think, is who brought it up, said because he received a letter from some woman, and I don't know who, but she claimed to be a grandmother or something, but it was something about banana bread in there, and he was wondering if he was getting letters in code from her, from NK. And I think Leaping Lizard actually did a video on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Leap, did you?
I think she did. And I heard it somewhere else, but I can't remember where it was.
She'll answer. What do you think? And maybe she's... Because to me, I don't really know what I think about the
She said
lyrics,
yes.
Brooke. Okay.
The lyrics to that song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what I feel about people that decide to murder somebody with these songs. There's always a song, if y'all haven't noticed. This Battery song, I only know this because my sister listens to the band that sings that song. And when I looked the lyrics up, I was thinking, this could mean 10 things. I don't know if he just was doing this like when people go to the gym, they get motivated by listening to music. Maybe he was getting motivated by listening to the song. It spoke to him in some way. I don't know. But it was crazy to me that it just happened to be the song was Battery, for example, the name of it, that's a little odd. And I just really think he liked the song. He was a freak, and he was just trying to pump himself up before he went and decided to dispose of the bodies. And I honestly think that he was nervous more than he expects us to believe about going to dispose of those bodies, because he could have simply got caught by one of his employees. What if somebody had shown up? I mean, you ain't got to worry about me going to kill somebody and trying to get rid of them at my job site, because I'll be the first one to be caught. If I do that, y'all know that I've lost my mind. If I go and murder somebody, I'm too scared of the consequences. So it would have to be self-defense if I go and try to chop somebody up or murder them. I mean, I don't like blood, none of that. If somebody came in and tried to kill me, I still wouldn't want to kill somebody. I'd probably shoot them. But how did he know that he wasn't going to get caught when he went and did all that? Like when he, did he go and prior to the murder and try to, get the gravesite ready for Shanann? He knew he couldn't put her in the tanks. So I think the whole song was just brought up because of the lyrics. It was just a song that, sounded kind of demonic a little bit. And I think he just liked the type of music, and it just happened to be something he listened to a lot. I think it was just to pump him up, like, like somebody was up for the gym. Was the Christian Messenger Sherilyn Cattle back out? Yes, I believe so. Was it Christian?
I thought she said yes too. She's done
Christian
with
Messenger. Him. Done. She said it was too rough on her. She said she couldn't continue to go there. It was very, very exhausting and draining, is what she said. She said the very first few times that she went, she had to, of course, have a form to get into their jail. And it had to be a request form, I guess, from Chris. And so her husband wasn't on that form, and she had to go in by herself. And she said she had never really been to a jail before. definitely not that type anyway. And she said you could just feel the negative in there, the negative energy. And she said once my husband got in there with me and they got to talking and we were all talking, she said Chris was moving with his hands a lot when he was talking. He would, talk with his hands a lot. And she said we got a little bit fascinated with those hand motions and stuff because his hands were tiny. And she said we left and my husband was saying how he was fascinated with his hands because those were the hands of a murderer. And I guess they say that, and she said it sounded weird then, and it does now, but think about going in and talking to him, y'all. If y'all went in and talked, and it seemed like somebody, like I said, the quote, devil in disguise, and he seemed like he was a normal person that you could talk to and be friendly with, you would probably feel like, wow, can't believe this guy actually did this, even if he seemed a little dark. And she said he did. You could feel the negative energy when you were around him almost immediately.
And
so she said she couldn't continue. She said she couldn't continue to go because it was just draining and exhausting, and it was just a bad feeling going. I mean, it was probably like, for example, if we do a video and it drains us because it's stressful and we're having to, edit it, for example, it's probably like if we're really beyond stress about something in life or a death in the family, it's almost that kind of draining feeling when you go and see him. So I can only imagine how I would feel about going to see him, or if I was in front of him. And if I were to go, I probably couldn't go see him, honestly. I would be nervous about it too bad to the point where I would talk myself out of it. So I don't think she's going to have anything else to do with him. Her husband went in one time, and CW said, I killed Janan and the children. Yeah.
He's so
pathetic.
wishy-washy.
He is the type of person, like I've said in other channels, I've said this. He's the type of person that is so narcissistic. And like the ex-boyfriend that I was telling you about on the sheriff's department, he was this type of person as well. The type of person that I could be around, and I'm talking not about Chris, I'm talking about my ex. I could be around. He was a joy to be around. He had a great personality. He was funny. He was so fun to be around. But there was this side of him that was evil almost. He was so narcissistic. He would tell me these stories and brag about these stories that he shouldn't have been bragging about. And then he would tell me these stories over and over again. Like the next time I seen him, he would say the same story over again, but it would be totally different than what he told me the first time. And if I called him out on this story, he would say, or he would get mad and he would have an angry response. So he didn't want to be called out on it. And I think that's probably more than likely how Chris is probably. I mean, that's what I picture.
It's Brooke's channel.
Tammy said, Matt.
Too. Huh? What?
Nothing. You can go on.
Sorry.
Can you not hear me?
I was just telling Tammy who you were. Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay. Go right ahead.
Hear me?
Yes. Can you hear me? No, I'm just kidding. Can you hear me now? No, I'm joking.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Right. Okay, guys. So that's what I wanted to show you. Who? What?
Justine. Justine.
And if I see Bridget, Tammy.
Anyways, that was
Tammy.
She was all the way up. Anyways.
Okay. Sorry. We do that. Get sidetracked. Yeah. That's all I got. I will link all the stuff so you guys can look at it. And Victoria, if you, I don't know if you're able to look more into it and maybe come up with an answer, that would be awesome. But I don't know. And also, if somebody is in Scott Reich's things all the time and show him this, maybe there is an easy explanation on why that showed up in CeCe's toxicology. You know, we could be wrong, but when we saw it, it's like, we have to show people this.
In my mind,
go ahead.
In my mind, I was just looking at it, and I was kind of asking, her, like, why would they show these limits And if it wasn't, or show any of this, if it wasn't there at all, and why wouldn't it, if there was nothing in there, why would it not say, you know, they didn't find it in there? Or, you know, like, why would it say that limit if it wasn't there?
I never knew this, Bridget. Wow, that's scary.
I've heard that.
Can someone add
What
a
she
link
just said.
to Brooke's channel, please? Promise, guys. I will link Brooke.
I'll do it real
Lizard, Leaping Lizard, and I'm going to do Diary of a Mystic. And if anybody else wants their channel, I can absolutely add it. Thinks you should Facebook Rachel Dark Stuff. Okay, Anna, send it to me. Send it on my Facebook Messenger, please. Hey, Single Mamas Drama. Oh, Brooke put it in here, guys. Yay!
Yay!
Leaping Lizard, if you're still in here
I'm
and you
just
want to
kinda
add it right
getting-
now, you can. I'm going to put it in the description as well. And Diary, if you can. If you're
And
in here, you can add it.
And I'm just kind of getting started on my channel, going live and stuff like that.
She's
but
good. She's getting good. She's getting good. She hates hearing it, but she is.
I really love it when somebody tells me I'm doing well, and then I go back and listen to myself, and I hear my voice, and I'm like, oh my Lord, do I really sound like that? It's almost like if I hear myself on a voicemail, I'm like, oh God, that sounds horrible.
Casey.
I hate it.
No, you don't. And it's just, it's subbed. It's just because it's too hard on yourself. But, all right.
I may be, but it just, it's nervous. It makes me nervous. Okay, you can.
You are, but you're going to, as you go along, and you don't always have to do lives. You can just make videos. You just are you have a lot of information, and you're very smart. So,
and then if I were to try to do that in a video, I would probably forget. If I keep trying to do that in a video, like I'll have so much information that the video will be going, like it'll be going for like 3 hours. So that's why I would rather just go live and say what I have to say.
Lady D says, Brooke, you're awesome, because you are.
Thank you, all y'all.
And someone says, you are your own worst critic. And that is so true. Macy May.
That is very true. I'm really hard on myself sometimes.
And someone says, thanks, y'all. You sound fine, Brooke. She does. And Martha, I'm just kind of letting this book stuff like kind of simmer, and then I'll do the sessions with Shanann. Okay.
Another thing is,
and Ovilus. Go ahead.
We have kind of let the book thing go, and I've discussed it in a live yesterday, but it was also about some other stuff. But the book, I just feel like it's gonna bring a circus to YouTube, and there's already a circus on YouTube. It's gonna cause creators to get into it about certain stuff they've said, or it's just gonna cause a circus. And I feel like some of these creators are in this for a competition. They're not here to help each other, and it gets a little hectic sometimes. And that's what I like about Rachel. She's here to help a lot of creators instead of go at them and be rude or hateful or negative. She's there to help,
yeah,
and she wants to
True
help.
Crime Colorado. I need to throw that out. I'm sorry. True Crime Colorado. They have an awesome Facebook, and they just started a channel, so sub to them. They talk a lot of Watts, and they live close to the house. They go by the house. They see stuff. You need to sub to them as well. I didn't mean to cut you off. And then Tracy, no, Diary of a Mystic is Brooke. You're right. This Brooke is different than Diary of a Mystic. There's two Brookes, right?
Oh, she's Brooke too. I feel special now.
Yeah,
Brooke is a really cool
she
name.
wanted her name out, so I did. Sorry, called you out. Oh, Amazon reviews say the most of the book is info from the discovery, and his actual letters aren't even published in there. Right, his letters aren't in there.
And that's interesting that they are advertising the book so much about these letters, because when she said she was going to, I guess, to a book signing or something, that a lot of people would be able to see the letters when they went and got their book signed, because a lot of people wouldn't believe that it was really truly what he wrote in those letters. I think what she did was she just took the information from the letters and just kind of threw it in there with what a lot of people already knew about. So I could see where a lot of people would say that.
Yeah, and no, True Crime of Colorado started a YouTube. They were on Facebook and had a huge following there, and now they have a YouTube. So, and I'm friends with one of them, Vanessa, and I'm trying to help her get it going and do all that fun stuff because she's also kind of into the paranormal stuff as well. So I just say you guys sub to them. I love their Facebook.
I'm laughing.
Very dedicated to it. What?
I'm laughing at Casey's comment. She said, "Good point, April." Hold on, I lost it. There it is. Good point. I should watch my mouth on YouTube. I'm guilty of attacking. Casey, I know you. You're not guilty of attacking on YouTube. And another thing is that if you have been, there has been a reason behind it, and it wasn't a bad reason. And I won't go any further. You know what I'm talking about. My 3 rosebuds. Brooke. Yeah. I really don't even want to acknowledge it. Let's see.
Yeah.
Brooke, you are just so sweet and smart and beautiful. You sound perfect. Yes. Oh, thank you, my 3 rosebuds.
We love you guys.
Rosie.
Seriously, this was
Rose.
awesome. I get nervous doing the live, so I'm glad Brooke's here with me. So maybe we'll do more. Maybe.
Yeah,
Brooke,
maybe we will.
more?
Yes,
She gets nervous
yes,
too.
yes. I do. But once I get to going, I'm usually okay. I kind of come out of my shell. But before I start, I'm like, do I want to go live now? And I'm sitting there debating on if I'm going to press the live button. I know that's sad. Let's see. Is it true crime in Colorado?
It's True Crime in Colorado. Yes. Or True Crime of Colorado. Let me look on my phone really quick.
I know I've subscribed. I don't remember.
Yeah. It's True Crime Colorado. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure. Yes. Sorry. True Crime in Colorado. I'll link it in there too. I got a lot of links to be putting in there. All right,
I can
guys.
do it right quick.
Have a great weekend. Okay, you're gonna put it in really quick in here. In this.
Thank you, Victoria. Victoria just gave you did $9.99 for you.
Thank you, Victoria. I can't.
Let's see.
Why? How do you see that?
I just seen it pop up. It's actually in the comments. It says, yeah.
Thank you. Nice. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Very nice. Are you putting it in the comments?
Is it True Crime Daily? I'm looking for it. Is it True?
No, it's
Is it True Crime Daily Colorado?
Nope, just True Crime in Colorado.
Okay, hold on.
Thank you, Victoria. That was super nice. I really do appreciate that.
I just found it.
Got it?
Yeah, I'm typing it out.
Thank you.
Right.
I think we are so obsessed because we know a family like them, and what he did was so disgusting and crazy and out of character. Yes, Lori, I agree.
What did she say?
Got it. I'll put it up. Thank you, Victoria. I really appreciate that. I think we are so obsessed. Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Like this could be. I mean, they seem like normal, just a normal family, and her parents seem like just my family, like my family would be, and I could see this happening just to anybody, and because it was just normal people, and it wasn't something that they could see coming. I believe that's why it's so interesting. Another thing that we think is so interesting too is we don't believe in our minds, and we're probably right, that he's telling the whole truth, and we feel like there's an accomplice, even though he pled guilty. And they keep trying to put that in our brains that he pled guilty to all of this. That doesn't technically mean that he pled guilty because he was guilty for everything. There could be accomplices. There could be other things that we don't know about. He probably just took whatever to get certain people out of this situation. Now, I do believe that he was definitely the one that killed the kids in Shanann. I don't think anybody else had anything to do with it. I do believe that there was maybe a puppet master behind the scenes that caused it, and he just don't want her in trouble.
Yep. I hope that it eventually all comes ahead. Hi, Reality Bites. If law enforcement ever researched my Google history, I'd be under. I wonder that too, Victoria. I'd be in jail.
Oh, I'm glad she brought that
Putting
up.
stuff in, like, oh,
because the Google history in my mind was very, very, very bad for me to look at. Like, if I had typed in what NK got caught typing in, like wedding dresses, I won't go into some of the other stuff. Y'all know what she did about Amber Fry, how much the mistress from, Amber Fry made off of her book, like she was going to try to write a book. I mean, she was Googling so many things that yelled out accomplice to me for some reason. And I believe the police know this, but in order to get him to confess, they had to do whatever they could to get him to say what he said, because he was going to go with whatever that woman said about, did Shanann do this or did Shanann do that? He went with that because she said it, and he just went along with it because he didn't want to look stupid. He was worried about, his parents or whoever thinking bad about him. He wasn't worried about Shanann as a victim. She's not here to speak. And I find it really interesting that he didn't want his mom coming up there. She specifically said, I asked him if he wanted me to come up, and he said, no, I'll just send Dad. Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, probably because mom's a little unstable and probably would have said stuff, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And there's a reason Shanann couldn't get along with her. It wasn't just Shanann.
Is this somebody you follow on YouTube? I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means, Brooke?
I'm looking at it. I can't. Let's see. It's CW Confessions. It's CW Chris Watch Confessions. Okay, hold on. Wait, show.
Oh, maybe this is what she
He
meant,
was brainwashed.
Sometimes that happens to me. Worth listening to. Are you talking about like the interrogation?
If you're talking about the interrogation, you're going to find yourself, if you're anything like me, pretty mad. And I'll tell you why. When I was listening and I was watching him, and it's just frustrating watching him because he looks like he has no soul. He looks like he's lying the whole time. You can tell he's very guilty of something. And it's just like he's doing with us now. He's playing mind games in that interrogation room. He was so confident in himself that he thought he could pass a lie detector test. Why he didn't ask for a lawyer and he asked for his dad, I don't get to this day. Because everybody knows that you don't just take a lie detector test. They can't force you to take a lie detector test. You can get up and leave if you need to. A lot of people don't know that you don't have to necessarily stay. If you're not under arrest, you don't have to sit there and answer all their questions. And if you don't have to, why sit there and let them, interrogate you? I'll tell you why he did it. It's because he thought in his mind, he was so confident that he wasn't not going to get caught or go to jail, that he was going to continue to play a game and make himself look as innocent as possible. So you can listen to it, and it is interesting, but you're probably going to get really mad before it's all over. And as far as his mistress,
yeah,
go right ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go, because I want to ask Victoria a question.
Okay. As far as the mistress interrogations, I would actually rather watch that, because I'm still interested in the mistress, that I'll still go back and watch what she says, just to look at her body language and see what she's doing, because I still feel like she's got something to do with it. But as far as his, you're going to be mad. I'm done.
I've researched the toxicology for months. So, question really quick. So do you think the thing about CeCe is wrong? You think that she didn't have the Phentermine in her?
And I'm going to comment on that too. The Scott, for example, he said that he couldn't find any other thing. They shut him down as far as anything else. He got the autopsy report, but the toxicology, he said that anything was shut down, and they were like, no, no deal. And I don't know when he asked for it, and if he asked for it after the case, before the case, what happened, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was going to go to trial, possibly, before he did the plea deal. I don't know, but he still hasn't got it. The whole thing.
Okay, she said he had given CeCe a couple of tree nuts and render her unconscious. Man, I just want to know why the Phentermine's there.
Right. And that may be something we never find out, but he knows. And he may get bored and he may just go spill it all. Who knows?
Right. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go meet my sister. I'm sorry, guys. I got
okay, everybody.
Yep. All right. Love you guys. Again, Victoria, thank you for the super chat. And Brooke, thank you for joining me. And all of you, thank you for coming in. I will link all that stuff in the description for you guys. And we'll be on Brooke's channel. And I'll make sure to have on Brooke so we can all go over there too. Okay. So have a good weekend.
Bye, guys.
Good. Okay. Bye. Take care. Chat y'all soon. I'll be seeing you, Brooke, Victoria says.
Okay, bye.